order will be restored to this country, come hell or high water. Thank you all.
The President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph.
Hello and welcome to the Liberia TV network. So there we are sitting on.
Accompanied by Minister of Justice and Attorney General and Inspector General of Police.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this evening's event. We thank you for taking the time to be here this evening. Before we start our event, I would like to kindly ask that we stand for the national anthem. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Liberia National Police special event titled Leadership and Resilience in Crisis, Learning from International Experience to Enhance Local Law Enforcement in Liberia. It is an honor and privilege to be given this time an opportunity to recognize the official dignitaries here present today. His Excellency Joseph Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia. You are welcome, sir. A hand of applause for you, please. Honorable Jeremiah Pancon, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. Honorable J. Funatukofa, Speaker, Honorable House of Representatives. Honorable Yombli Kanga Lawrence, Ashodia Eru, Senate Pro Tem of the House of the Liberian Senate. Her Honor, Sanyin Kabeyon, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia. Honorable Cyrus Momo, Chairman, Senate Committee on National Defense, Security Intelligence, and Veteran Affairs. Honorable Musa Ishbility, Chairman, House's Committee on National Security. Brigadier General Geraldine J. George, retired, Minister of National Defense. Councilor and
Thank you very much. Please let's put our hands together. For the rest of the event, I'll kindly ask permission that I stand on the established protocol. To set the tone for this evening, I'd like to please let's put our hands together to welcome Inspector General of Police, Honorable Gregory Coleman, for the opening remarks.
Your Excellency, President Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, the Honorable Minister of Justice, Councillor Oswald Twer, our Commissioner of Immigration, S.H. Zago, members of the diplomatic corps here present, our guest of honor, invited guests, NGOs and INGOs here present, members of the press, my fellow officers, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks a very significant point in the history of LNP and law enforcement in Liberia. Mr. President, first and foremost, we're honored to have you in our midst, and we say thank you for gracing our occasion. Today we are going to be hearing an account that shook the world a few years ago. The most recent law enforcement event that caused a lot of reforms in policing the world over. It made NGOs and international NGOs rethink their approach. It brought in a new level of sensitivity in how we deal with each other as human beings. Tonight, leading his department through these challenging times, Chief Medario Arredondo will share his insight. Basically, let's just keep it simple. He's going to tell his story. It's all about getting that inside part that we out there never understood as to all of the leadership work that was put through managing the crisis. Today is just a conversation about leadership, and we're here to reassure the public that we're building not just a resilient law enforcement service, but beyond resiliency, we're headed to anti-fragility, to strengthen ties with community that it will be able to withstand shocks. We are far from where we should be. We will make mistakes, but we want this nation to understand that we are just community members that have decided that we're going to serve and protect this nation. Tonight, the men and women in blue, your honor, this program is for you. It's a way to say thank you for your service. And Chief Arredondo, we're honored that you choose Liberia as the place to share your story. Before I take my seat, I want to recognize Mrs. Tony DeLine Coleman, my wife. Mr. President, we say thank you for the opportunity. The R in the arrest is on course. Rule of law will exist. Order will be restored to this country. Come hell or high water. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. I will be making the introduction of our special guest. It is my pleasure this evening, our distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to introduce to you Chief Medario Arredondo. With an impressive 32 years in law enforcement, Chief Arredondo served as the Minneapolis Chief of Police for 5.5 years before retiring in 2022. Notably, he holds the distinction of being Minneapolis's first Black police chief. Having been raised in South Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA, Chief Arredondo has consistently championed justice.
Good evening, National Justice, Immigration Commissioner, ministers, officers, honored guests. We're here this evening because of the importance of the police electoral challenge night. That's the way I want to go. By the way, I have always wanted, officers to look, not just to look, to perform. And we are willing and ready with dignity on you to make sure that you become the best in our guest of honor, we've been to Minnesota before, and I can tell you, like I told you today, Liberian police have always wanted to look like an American police, perform like an American police. And today, we are privileged to have you here and to have all of those that are here. Our commitment is to make this country be what it should be, to make it the country that I always wanted to be, respectable people, people that are loving, people that are friendly, but people with a commitment to serve society. The police are our first line of defense and protection, no matter what you think about it. And for you to pay attention to them, as you said, make Liberia your home. We are willing to work with you, and we are committed to making these people the people that will represent the image of this country. I'm here tonight. I didn't know we were going to be in this kind of gathering, but I'm very happy to be here tonight, and I want to thank all of you for supporting the police, for understanding their situation, for the sacrifices they make one of the most difficult conditions. They seem to have been forgotten, but we tell you, we are here to make sure that we put dignity on them to serve our country. They are people of resilience. They are people of integrity, but we need to work with them to make them so. The challenges in our country are enormous, especially for the security forces. But we all should understand that you can't live in any country without security. And understanding what is happening in the sub-region, we better pay attention to our security forces. And so today, Gregory, I want to thank you for listening to me, for reaching out to get the best support so that we can, a country that we are living in, a country that will represent the image of its people that are willing to live in peace, to be able to take care of their families, to take care of visitors and people who are willing to live with us. So I'm here briefly. We didn't know what to do, but we want to say to you that our support is with you, that we witnessed this, and beside that I told you about another incident of a Liberian who was in the police force in Providence who were fighting crime and that's That's the risk that these people take. And sometimes we take it for granted. But I can only say this time around, you got your back because you have our back and our country wants to make it. Thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you that you will be our representative to make sure that you strengthen our police force so that they serve our country and bring about investment, peace, and the restoration of our dignity as a nation. Thank you very much.